Welcome to another guided meditation session. This is Leo for Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. You can visit us on the web at urbanyoga.org or on Facebook at Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center to check out the schedule of classes and stop by the tip jar to make donations. We're going to have one more session tonight of just meditation and breathing without any movement component. So get comfortable. I'm sitting in a chair with some, as you can see, I have extra cushions. Situate yourself in whatever way is comfortable for you. And if that means lying down instead of sitting up, that's absolutely fine. And if you want, you can close your eyes, finding some stillness. Keeping in mind, though, that it's important to remain comfortable. We don't need to be completely still. We're always welcome to move to stay comfortable. Staying comfortable doesn't mean staying still. No matter what position you choose, after a while, well, it might not be as comfortable as when you first get into that position. Notice your breath slowing down and getting deeper. Notice where you're feeling these deeper breaths in your body. Notice the feeling of whatever you're sitting or lying on. And notice whatever else is going on around you in whatever ways it's reaching your senses. Scan your body to notice what's going on internally. Especially noting any places in the body where there's discomfort, so you can stay mindful of them and do what you need to do to accommodate what you're feeling. And bringing to mind thoughts of gratitude. Someone said that finding things to be grateful for is like finding ants at a picnic, that once you find one, it's easy to find others. We can be grateful that we have this technology where we can connect and practice together regardless of where we are. We can have a practice without having to go to a specific location. We can take this practice with us when we need to be somewhere else. We have a safe and comfortable place to be in with our technology, our connection. We can also be grateful for, for things we don't have. We can be grateful for health and be grateful to not be sick. Things like that. And you can always pair thoughts with your breath. When you breathe in, think of something you're grateful for or something you want to cultivate or increase. And when you breathe out, you can think of something you're glad you don't have anymore, something you've released in the past, or something you've been fortunate enough to avoid, or something you're working on reducing, letting go of, getting rid of, eliminating, anything like that. Just as when we breathe in, we're taking in things our body needs, and then we breathe out, we're releasing things that it doesn't. So our breath has already slowed down and gotten deeper as we're situating ourselves and starting out here. Now we're going to play with counting and measuring breath and gradually increasing the length of our breath or the depth, however you want to look at it. Longer breath. So first, just count how long is your inhale and how long is your exhale, not directing it, not looking to change anything yet. And count a few breaths just to see. And it's okay if in the act of doing that, things change. It doesn't have to be the same count for each breath. But see if you can just observe what's going on, count the length of each half of the breath without directing it to change. And as I demonstrate, allowing for whatever comes up, if suddenly a yawn, a sneeze, anything else, just yawning while counting a breath. So I just start counting again on the next one. Now, if the inhale and the exhale aren't the same length, lengthen the shorter ones so that they are the same length. If they were already the same length, lengthen each half of the breath by one count. So if you were inhaling and exhaling to a count of 4, make it 5. And do that for a few rounds. Not increasing for a few rounds, but breathing at your new count for a few rounds. And I'll share what mine was. Mine for once wasn't equal starting out. I was a little surprised, but it's not a problem. It's just something to observe. I was inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 3 for whatever reason. So now I'm going to do 4 and 4 for a few breaths. And I'm going to keep yawning from time to time. I guess it's been a long day. What is a long day anyway? Speaking of counting, I got up 15 hours ago, I guess. I guess that's long. Whatever your count is after the next exhale, again, increase each inhale and exhale by 1 count and breathe at that new count for a few rounds. Let's increase by one more for a few breaths. And now we'll play with adding in a pause. So whatever count your inhales and exhales are at, between the inhale and the exhale, we'll pause for half that count. So like I'm at 6, I'll pause for 3. If you're at 8, pause for 4. If you're at an odd number, you decide what's half. You can round up or round down. Taking in how this feels, this breath with the pause between the inhale and the exhale. And after the next round, let's add the same pause after the exhale. So it'll be inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Do that for a few rounds. After the next round, let's lengthen each count by 1. Taking a few breaths at that new count. Each inhale, pause, and exhale. Just one longer than the previous several breaths. After your next full round, We'll do away with the pausing and increase the length of the inhale and the exhale by 1 again. Do that for a few rounds and see how that feels. On the next round, let's increase by 1 more. And remember, if you want to, you can be thinking of positive things that you want as you breathe in and things you don't need anymore on your exhale. Just 1 more increase, few rounds of breath of the new count. And after your next exhale, just let your breath find its own rhythm. Let go of counting. Let go of directing the breath. Just let it be. Take in how that feels after all that deliberate work, all that counting. Take in how you're feeling. Scan your body. Check in with your heart and your mind, and just take it all in. Observe yourself. Observe your experience. What has changed since we began? What remains the same? There are no wrong answers. Sometimes the things we think of cultivating and the things we think of letting go can be mental or emotional or energetic. And those thoughts have power. They can change what we feel. No matter what else is going on in our lives, in any given day, any given moment, we have breath to be thankful for in all its different forms. There's the breathing we do like this with intention and focus, but there's all that breathing we do without a single thought about it. Wonderful thing about the breath. It'll just keep happening even when we don't think about it. Whether it's just passive, quiet breathing, or it's a gasp, it's a laugh, it's a shout, it's a yawn, singing. So many ways to breathe. So much to take in, so much to let go of. And we don't have to wait till it's some particular holiday with a focus on gratitude and giving thanks, or the day before. Any day we can practice these things, the self-observation, the tying thought to the breath, lengthening, deepening, exploring the breath, noting what we feel from these changes we practice. Bring your hands to your heart. Thank yourself for making time for some practice today. And I'm grateful that I have someone to practice with. Thank you for joining me. The light within me sees and honors that same light within you. Namaste.